If you have questions, unmute yourself, ask me. If I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. You know the drill. Oops.
Just a reminder to make sure that everybody is unmuted. Thank you, and listen to Jack.
Thank you.
Brad, go on mute. Brad, go on mute, bud. Thank you.
About 1:30.
Let me see.
Mr. Knight, could
There's
you
Kathy.
help?
She did make it.
I'm here.
Mr. Knight, could you help Bob mute his mic? I know he has trouble.
I'm doing that right now.
I think I got everybody, Kathy.
Did you? Okay, I was logging into Monday. Oh my God. I don't know what day it is.
Bob,
I'm a beta, alpha Psi.
Hey, Aaron, go on mute, okay? We're all going on mute so we can draw. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to start with a circle. I'm going to move it back to this side of the page a little bit. So we've got room for his mouth. Doesn't have to be perfect.
That's Vanessa.
And I'm going to make this a little darker. Then you should not be making it too dark because you'll be pressing down hard on the pencil, and I don't want you to do that because you'll dig little grooves into the page. I'm doing it because you need to see what I'm doing.
Jack, is this just the head that we're drawing of the llama?
Just the head.
Oh, okay. So do we need some room above for the ears?
Yes, we do. Half the circle are the ears.
Okay.
And then room below for the neck.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to draw a line down the center. It's like a target. And a line across the center. So there's our beginning of Mr. Lama. Okay, so I'm going to figure about halfway up here. This is a little off, so I'll adjust it. Again, don't hold your pencil too tight. You want to make it nice, easy flowing things. Try to avoid using your wrist and your fingers. So you
What about your drawing?
It's a llama. But right now I just did the circle. And then I split it in half and half. And this is just for our own reference. And I make a little mark here, which is a halfway point. I'm extending this line out because we're going to use it. I'm going to figure this half of the circle here, the distance between here and here. I'm going to mark this over here. That's where the end of his nose is going to be. Okay. Where this line crosses the circle, I'm going to let this go up a little bit and over. Okay, this is also going to be the top of his eyeball. I'm using my brush and my paper. These are just guidelines and they get erased. So I'm going to make a little almond shape here, not quite all the way down, and it's going to have a little more in the front than in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this down, and it's going to go over. That's his nose. And we're going to adjust this a little bit. Come in, this is going to come out, down and up towards the center of this circle. Okay, I don't know who that is. It's not Brad, it's not Bob. Okay, so I'm making him a little chin here. Then we're going to curve this around. And then this comes down. Okay, he's got a little bit of an eyebrow here.
Jack, it's
Here.
Aaron. Whoever Aaron is needs to mute.
Okay, so you get to see my finger for a minute. I don't see Aaron. See, now I missed Vicky already, or Vicky, Debbie. Debbie's not here to do this for me. Okay, anyway. Attacking this straight up from the back corner of his eye is where his ear is going to be. His ear is about half of the circle up. So he's got some kind of tall ears and they kind of go over. And we're going to just turn this around and down.
Copy the bill, that's fine. So we are a driver, his name's Mike. His last name is Paul.
Okay, are you guys with me so far?
Mhm.
There's his eyeball, and then he's got a, I'm going to erase these guidelines now because we don't need them in his face anyway. His ear obviously does not come down that far. And we're going to draw a little circle around his eye. A little bit here. Get rid of that eraser dust. This is going to come back just a little bit more. And put some little fur back here. I'm going to give him his eye here, center of his eye here, darken this in.
Honey.
Come out just a little bit there, and just a little bit there, and there. And we're going to bring this around. So this is his eye socket where his eye sits in. So he's got a eyelid under that. And I'm just adding a little shade in it. A little shade around here. His mouth is going to curl around a little bit. You're going to see the split here.
Go get mommy, go get her.
Right there.
Jack, can you slow down just
Yes.
a little bit, please?
Just a little bit. Okay,
Also, can you do a close-up, Jack?
I can. So there's where we're at so far.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I couldn't see the eye that well. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to bring this around his nose back. And his nostril here, which sits right on top of this center line. And we're going to darken that in too. Kind of got a camel look to him. His nose maybe out a little bit too far. We're going to bring the other piece over here out. And I'm going to erase this piece on the end and this piece here and this piece here because we don't need that anymore. This will come up. Well, he's got a lot of hair on his head, which I know will make Maya happy. But we're going to come down, and I'm going to erase this circle part here, but I want to be able to see it because I want to make his head come down. So I'm going to hold the pencil here between my forefinger and my thumb so I can make these kind of nice little fur things. It's not like somebody combed his hair, so, and he's actually got more on his neck back here. His neck comes out just a little bit further than his head.
Is that a goat?
It's a llama.
A llama.
I'm just kidding.
He's so critical of his mother. He's not
Oh,
critical of his mom.
Just kidding, Jack.
Okay, Donnie, knock it off.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go straight down from the corner of his eye here, and that's where the other part of his neck is. Wait, didn't you have llamas as pets when you were growing up?
Actually, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we have a cousin that has a llama farm.
Wow. So
You
you
should
got
have-
llamas and turtles.
Yeah, for those nature people.
Wow. Okay, so I'm making his chin here. Gonna make his lower lip. This comes up and around and down. So you're over there by the creek bed where the wild animals live.
Yep.
And I'm darkening his mouth here. Little fur, a little more, and then we're gonna add a little shading on the end of his nose. So back here, just lightly. I want to kind of make it smooth and go around. And this is going to come around. Okay, I don't want to have a perfect circle here. So I'm going to bring some more fur here. And some more fur here. I'm going to put his other ear in, which will be right in line with the front of his eye here. Mr. Lam is kind of furry. I guess again, he's a Mr., not a Mrs. And we're going to add some of the inside of his ear now.
He has pretty thin, the ears are pretty thin. They're kind of thin, like a rabbit,
Yeah,
sort of.
kind of like a rabbit, kind of like a donkey too.
Okay.
Just fat.
Yeah, they're not that wide.
I never had a llama farm, although there was an alligator farm near me.
That's right. Buena Park.
Buena Park, the alligator farm,
Remember that.
furry farm. And Japanese Village and Deer Park.
Yeah. But that
Nobody
was.
remembers that. I actually worked there.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't dive for pearls, did you?
No. But I did make the porpoises do tricks late at night.
There were porpoises there, were there?
Yeah, they had the big inland ocean thing going on. Okay, so I'm making hair over his eye. This has got a little bit more. I'm going to bring down this little piece here. So he's got like less hair around his eyeball. And then suddenly it gets long when it gets down towards his cheek.
Thank you.
Bring this in, bring this in. We're going to bring this around more. I'm going to erase this so we can put his other fur in. He's got some long hairs that stick out from his neck. So the shadow just kind of gives him form and shape. We go from the simpler things to the more complex things. I'll darken in this piece here. That's his eyelid. I may have his ear down a little too far. I'm going to darken this. This is his cheek. His head comes into his neck. He's got longer hair out here. So I'm just bringing this down and lifting it off to kind of give the indication of his hair. I don't want to draw every single hair on his head. Although Maya can if she wants. But
Oh, Maya.
I know. She said something once and it's a joke ever since. Uh-oh, somebody's coming in. A name I don't recognize. So we are considerably along in Mr. Lama here. And since you just came in, we started off with a circle here, which I'm not going to redraw. And I split it in half and half. This half of the circle, I took half and added it to there. And on this center line here across, which is the center of the circle, we made his nose, his nostril, and brought this down from about the edge of his eye down in his mouth. And now we're doing the parts around the bottom. So we're adding the hair on his neck. They've got long necks too. Apparently nobody brushes this llama. We're going to bring some shading here just to show that this comes around. Some shading down the nose. Some shading underneath here, which is the hair that wraps around the hair, helps kind of define the contours for him of his body. So we're going to darken up right underneath his mouth a little bit too. And then this is going to get a little darker towards the edge of his nose. And again, you don't have to push down really hard. You just kind of build it up over little and little.
What? What did you say? 30 minutes. Oh,
Okay, so I'm going to gradually darken in some areas around his head just to give him a little more depth and contrast. And right around his eye here. And we're going to erase the last of my guidelines because we don't need to see straight lines going through his face. I'm going to brush him off a little bit. So this is the hair from his chin. And the hair from his neck goes down. So it kind of comes over and goes down. And here it's very long and very straight.
We could do those potatoes with tomatoes and stuff. Right from the, so it's upside down. Remember, Johnny, our class with?
Okay, so we're going to give him a little more shadow on his ear and a little more fur. We're going to darken up right around his ear here. And a little bit better on the inside of his ear. This is the part that's actually his ear where he hears. Thin this guy up a bit. And then you've got some long thin hairs that come out of it this year. And there is Mr. Lama. Quick drawing. And then the last little part, I want to put some hair in here. It's kind of empty there.